Hello, Nancy. Happy New Year to you. Is it just you here with me? Who else is here? How are you doing, Nancy? What's going on? I'd love to hear how you're doing. What's going on for you? Feels a little dark. How you doing, Nancy? It just seems like it might just. What's going on? Well, we'll see. Maybe not everybody is back yet from New Year's. Maybe people aren't ready to show up in 2023. So how are you, Nancy? Let me know what's going on with you. Okay. Yeah. A lot of people are in physical therapy. It would be really interesting for me to see, or for us to know, what the increase in visits to physical therapy was since 2020. Because I am noticing so many people are currently in PT. And I will say that my life of PT, the only time I was ever in PT in my life was for about 1.5 years when I had my hip issues. And I really think I'm doing my own PT. I think that the way I'm living my life and my yoga practice is my physical therapy. So really interesting though. A lot of shoulder issues, a lot of stuff. Pat, good morning. Happy New Year to you. All right, ladies. So not sure who else is here, but I do see Pat and Nancy. So Nancy, you've mentioned that you have some low back stuff going on. And then Pat, if you wanted to share with me what is going on for you. And I feel like that might also be the same, that there may be a low back aspect of what's going on for you. So if you could let me know if that's something that's going on. I know there's a lot of sickness out there, so it's been really crazy. People are getting sick and there's a lot of crazy sicknesses right now. So that, something I'd like to focus on today is breath for health. So, all right, well, I think I'm going to start, ladies, because I don't want to take up too much time. And I'm going to go back there so I won't be able to notice what's going on in the chat. All right. So today I wanted to focus on breath and teach you a breathing technique that actually focuses on all parts of the lungs. And I think we're becoming more aware in society today on the value of breath. Right now, mostly where the focus is on breath is on mental, emotional management and stress management. And that is a critical part because the breath is the connector between the mind and the body. I would also like to suggest, though, that breath actually is very powerful for healing, for managing what takes place biochemically and physiologically. And that's not something we think about very often. So if you do get sick, or whether it's sick like a sickness or even a bigger disease that has many more aspects metabolically, that is actually in the disease category, having sufficient oxygen for cellular energy production is critical, because our cells are what is what we need. We need a cellular energy because the cells are actually managing or driving whatever it's taking place inside. So I want to teach you a breathing technique that actually has the effect to bring your awareness and to work on 9 different sections of our lungs. So we have 2 lungs, one on the right, one on the left. We have branches that go from bigger to smaller, and then at the smallest place is where that gas exchange takes place, carbon dioxide and oxygen. And the lungs are one of the main organs that manages acidity and alkalinity in the body, the pH of the body. So it plays such an important role of all metabolic issues. And I was speaking with a client yesterday, and her sister has cancer, and I was speaking about what she could do with her sister to help manage the toxic aspects and the acidity, alkalinity right now of what's happening metabolically. And we were speaking about water retention and soft tissue. And maybe this is too deep to go into, and I know some of you are nurses, so you'll have a little bit better understanding. But in the biochemistry of our body, there's this constant homeostatic driver that the body's trying to maintain this balance. And there's mechanisms and things that take place when it's out of balance. So if we're sick or we have a disease, that's because there's an imbalance somewhere. Our breath can actually help deep inside the body's mechanisms of trying to maintain balance, and balance when it comes to acidity, to that pH level. So this breathing technique is going to focus on 3 different areas of the lungs. And within that, we're going to go to 3 different areas within the 3 areas. So we're going to go to 9 different places with our mind, bringing our mind there. So on a physical level, you're going to work on stretching your lungs or bringing your awareness to different parts of your lungs. And then on the mental level, you're going to actually be in the somatic cortical brain, connecting mind, body, being present moment, and stopping that chronic breakdown stress loop that takes place. So it has benefits for all aspects, and it's extremely healthy to have different breathing techniques in your toolbox when you need them. So for this, we're going to be in a seated position because we need all the movements of the lungs. I was just watching a show, and the doctor, it was a survival situation, and the doctor said that if anyone ever has a lung issue, when you've come upon an incident and somebody is struggling with, and they are something involving the lungs, you have to sit them up. And I thought, wow, because in yoga, they teach us that sitting up, you sit up because then your lungs can move in all the ranges of motion. So we're going to do this breathing technique in the seated posture so that we can have this long spine and have all this range of motion in our lungs. So for that, in order to be as comfortable as possible, having an elevated body, so sitting on a bolster could be really important, or folded blankets or pillows. So before the rest of the practice for later, we're going to need a strap off to the side and a block. And for this breathing technique, we're going to use a blanket and a bolster. So the way you would set up is you would put your blanket on the ground where your ankle joints are going to be in the folded position, and then either a bolster if you have one, or blankets or pillows, something to elevate you, because if you elevate your body, then you help to minimize tension that comes into the hips. And then if you do have back issues and you're having a lot of discomfort with your back, you could sit near a wall, do this near a wall, or even place a block. If you have a block, put a block behind this part of your body, right behind your shoulder blades at the wall. And this will help to support you so that you could do this breath and be as comfortable as possible while you're doing it. So that's important. So being comfortable when you do the breath, really important. So let's discuss how we're going to do this breathing technique. The breathing technique is going to be in 3 different areas. We're going to go to the lower lobes of the lungs, the middle lobes of the lungs, and the upper lobes of the lungs. We're going to use the hands and the mind to breathe to the hands. So we begin at the lower lobes, and right where the lower ribs are, keeping your thumbs together, your hands. You want your palms to touch your body so you actually feel the body moving. And we're trying to move into our palms wherever they are. So here we do the front, then we come to the side, and then you bring your hands to the back, and you could either slide your hands to the back so that the palms are on the lower ribs, or turn your hands back so it's the back of the hands on the lower ribs, breathing into your hands when we do this breath. So it's front, sides, back, coming to the middle lobes, in the middle of the lungs. It's the front, the side, and the back. And then when we come to the upper lobes of the lungs, we come to the front here by the clavicle bones. And then we're going to come right with our awareness to the under armpits. But because this is a really sensitive area, a lot of lymphatic vessels are here, a lot of nerves are here, we don't want to push our hands here or press. We're going to bring our hands like this to the side of the waist, but our mind is going to go right here to the upper lobes on the side of the body. We're going to breathe with our mind here, and our hands are going to be here because this helps to keep you in this nice upright position. The last part of the upper lungs is going to be fingertips are in the very top of your upper back area. The very top, you're going to breathe up there. So we're going to breathe here. We're going to breathe here with our awareness, but the hands are here. And then you bring your arms alongside your body and your fingertips at the top of your lungs, and you're breathing to your fingertips. So front, sides, back, front, side, back, front, hands here, awareness is on the sides, back. So I will talk you through, we'll do 3 breaths, 3 breaths, 3 breaths, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So 27 breaths, 9 different sections of the lungs in 3 different areas, moving with our awareness. I will guide you through it all. And you may notice along the way that there's some physical things that happen with the body in terms of stretching. So this is actually a way to expand, to open up into stretch, and to really give you this powerful tool to help you take care of your mind, your body, and to use especially if you need this, if you get sick. Really, really powerful breathing technique. Cannot say enough about this one. So come into a comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you, coming onto a prop, maybe reaching underneath and getting your flesh out of the way. Let's take the hands and shake the hands. Let's take the wrists and stretch the wrists so the arm goes straight. Push your hand back towards you so you feel that stretch on the top of your arm. And then flip your hand so you pull the hand towards you, reach through the heel of your hand. And again, pull down towards you and then away. Let's go to the other side. So diagonally across, push your hand down, stretching your arm here, and then press through the heel of the hand. Take your fingers, move your fingers. Bend all the joints. Take your hands and move your hands in one direction and then in the other. Bring your hands onto your shoulders. Exhale. Inhale to bring your arms up. Exhale down. Go slow here. Imagine you're up against the wall and you're sliding your elbows on the wall. Exhale down. Inhale up. And then bring your arms forward, bring your arms up, open up your throat, draw the lower ribs away from the pelvis, and down. Let your head come down, chin towards the chest. Up, inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Try to let your elbows be the biggest range of motion you can. Really reach up, lengthen your trunk. One more. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's go side to side, taking your arms up and over, stretching the side of the body. And then bring yourself back to center. Shake your arms. Take your legs straight. Shake your legs. Point your toes and flex. Switch one and then the other. And then open your legs to the side and bring them back. So bringing some movement into your body, stretching your body, bringing your awareness up and down your body. And then bring your legs into a crisscross position. moving back and forth, side to side. So we're going to do this breathing technique, front, side, back, front, side, back, front, awareness at the side, but the hands are here, and then the arms are up at the top of the lungs. So those 9 different locations. If the hand position is too much for you and you want to bring your awareness to breathe here, here, and here, front, back, and sides, you could have your hands down on your thighs, palms are down, elbows are underneath your shoulders. So increasing your awareness of the different sections of the lungs and breathing to those sections to expand your lungs, to increase your oxygen, to help your body manage the pH that is so critical to internal health. One of the major organs that does this is the lungs. So we want to support, this is going to support your kidneys, because your kidneys and lungs are the 2 main organs that manage pH and acidity. And so we want to support the kidney by letting the lungs do more of the work as well, slowing down, stopping, bringing our awareness to our breath. So let's begin with the hands together, palms are on the lower ribs, elbows are alongside the body, long spine, close your eyes. Feel your lower ribs expanding into your palms. Feel the lower ribs expanding into your palms, moving towards your palms. Feel that movement in your body. As we move from one location to the next, try to breathe to your palms, or breathe with awareness to that area. So bringing your awareness to wherever we are at that moment. Let's begin. Take a big exhale. Breathe to your lower ribs. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Slide your hands around to the side of the ribs. Exhale. Inhale to your palms. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Slide your hands to the back of the lower ribs, either the palms or the backs of the hands. Exhale. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Bring your hands up to the middle of your body, center of your body, palms together. Feel the palms on the chest. Exhale. Inhale to your palms. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Slide your hands around to the side, the middle of the ribs, elbows in, breathing to your palms. Exhale. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Slide your hands to the back of the middle of your ribs. Breathing into your palms or the back of the hands. Exhale. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Bring your hands to the clavicle bones, palms on the chest, breathing to your palms. Exhale. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Bring your awareness to your under armpits. Bring your hands down on the side waist. Exhale. Inhale to the armpits. 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Bringing the fingertips up to the back, top part of the upper back. Breathing into the fingertips. Exhale. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your palms down onto your thighs, elbows along your waist. Bring your awareness to your lower ribs. Exhale. Inhale to the front, the sides, and the back. Exhale, front, side, back. Bring your awareness to the middle ribs. Exhale. Inhale, front, side, back. Exhale, front, side, back. Upper ribs or the upper chest. Exhale. Inhale, front, side, back. Exhale, front, side, back. Bring your awareness down to the lower ribs. Exhale. Inhale, lower ribs. Exhale. Let your awareness go to the front, the side, and the back. Bring your awareness to the middle ribs, the front, the sides, and the back as you breathe in and you breathe out. Bring your awareness to your upper lobes, front, side, back. On your next few breaths, breathe to the lower, the middle, and the upper lobes of the lungs on the inhale. Beginning at the lower and the middle and the upper lobes on the exhale. Finishing your last few breaths. Feel and notice your lungs moving with each breath. Let your breath go. Let your awareness go up and down your body to notice what you notice. Bring your awareness to your eyes. Gently allow your eyes to blink open. Take your legs straight and shake your legs. Let's come into a wide straddle. So take your block in front of you so that you could actually lean forward and push down in the block to get nice and tall. You may experience quite a bit of tightness here in your legs. So noticing with everything that you do when you come to the mat, where are you tight? Are you tight? Because the tighter motion in the body is actually very restrictive. It's blocking, it's clogging, it's like roadblocks to your energy, to your fluids, to the transmission that needs to go up and down the body. And eventually that leads to breakdown in joints, breakdown in muscles, breakdown in bones. So paying attention to where your body is, and then every day doing something to expand, to release the hurdles and the blocks. Really important. And then when we start to do breath work actually affects metabolism. And metabolism is what the body, it's the term for what the body does to make energy, to digest food, to build muscles, to build bones, to regenerate cells. So all of the things that we need to stay healthy are metabolic, and breath is very powerful for keeping you metabolically healthy. And that is what this practice of yoga keeps us physically, biochemically, or metabolically, and mentally and emotionally healthy. And all three of those areas are important for healthy aging and to be happy and to be pain-free and disease-free. All right. And then the other thing I'd like you to notice is I'd like you to notice how hard is it? Where's the discomfort in your body when you're in a seated position for a long time? Because that is why we have this physical practice. The physical practice and what we do is to create the freedom in your body to be able to sit in a comfortable position. And it's not an oxymoron. A comfortable seat, that's not an oxymoron. It actually really is possible. And I know at one point in my life, I was not comfortable in a seated position when I had tight hips, hip issues. And for those of you with low back, with hips and lower limb issues, upper back and neck, all of it, you may notice that that's not comfortable for you either. Yet we need to be able to sit in this nice position to allow the lungs to move freely, because that's going to help keep you healthy metabolically. All right, so let's move on to some movement. Take your props off to the side, your bolster, pillows, whatever else you used. Bring your blanket onto the ground and come into an all fours position so you can allow your hips and your shoulders to settle. Take your hands really wide and forward and start to move yourself around in your joints, pushing yourself side to side. Keep your arms straight when you do this. Try to push your heart towards one side and then push your heart towards the other. Let your head go in the direction you're moving your body. Pushing from side to side. Noticing that maybe the wrists are starting to get a little sore, so really push the fingertips into the floor like crazy. And then bring yourself back to a neutral position. Start to move back and forth. Keep your head lifted. You may notice a little tension starts to come into the upper back and neck. This is strengthening upper back and neck muscles. And then start to push your belly button towards your spine and start to point the tailbone down to the ground. This is going to stretch the low back. So add flexion or rounding only to the lower back, to the lumbar spine. Keep your heart open. Keep the front of your spine long. Push the tailbone back and down. It's a small movement. So if there was a marble in the middle of your back or the lower back area, as you move back, your back would flatten and the marble would move. It would roll, maybe even off of you. Keep your gaze forward. Make sure your hands are forward a lot and wide. The next time you come forward, can you bring your pelvis closer to the floor? And the next time you go back, bend your hip deeper. Let the low belly come towards the top thigh. See if you could come back and let your forehead touch the ground. Exhale. Inhale to come forward, stretching your body glove, stretching the tightness out of your body to release that tension, release that gripping, release that pain. Go slow and with breath so your body feels safe and it doesn't seize up anymore. Find where in this range of motion it feels safe for your body to move. For those of you with low back issues, sometimes that's a lot of protection of what's happening above the low back or what's happening below the low back. And the low back is trying to manage everything. Last one, come back, stay back. Tushy is in the air, hip joint is bent, hands are straight and wide. Push your fingertips into the floor, push your heart towards the floor. One more breath. Leading with your head, bring yourself up and bring yourself out. Take yourself into a kneeling position, shake your hands. So when we have low back issues, when we're protecting our low back, this part of your body is where a lot of the stabilizers are. And this turns on to manage what's happening above or manage what's happening below. So if there are issues in the feet, the ankles, the knees, the hips, and in my case, what I've noticed as a person with a hip replacement, that balancing act that needs to take place, because this is fake and it's plastic and ceramic and metal, that communication of the nerves is not quite as able to manage the balance of what's happening above. So I do think that if you have replacement parts, that I know because I'm living it. When you have replacement parts, that's a lot of extra work for your pelvic stabilizers to do, and then your low back and core to manage. So taking note of that this part of your body muscularly may be overtaking what is not there anymore from other messaging aspects of your body. And then the low back and the midsection also has to manage what's happening up here where your head is all day, every day. So figuring out how to manage up here and down there, that is the key that your body's trying to do, and you can help it do that. Let's move side to side here. This can stretch the torso, stretch the low back, take some of that tension out of the low back, going side to side. Try to stay alongside your body. So don't let your arms go forward. Look forward, and it would be really great if you could even not see your arms because they're so along the side and back that you don't even see the arms. And then bring yourself back to center. Another movement that can be supportive of the low back is bringing in a extension, spinal extension. So before we do that, we need to know where our pelvis is. This right here, this tilting of the pelvis, this is what your body tries to manage muscularly, stabilizing. And if you do have replacement parts, hips especially, maybe even knees, this right here, the communication, not so easy. So this low back is going to have to take on extra roles. So moving our pelvis through tilting forward, tilting back, using the core to do this. So right here is where core muscles are attached to your pubis bone. You're going to lift the pubis bone up to the lower ribs to get this to happen. So right here, pubis bone, lift the pubis bone up to the lower ribs to get your pelvis to posteriorly tilt. Be pretty wide in your stance. Let's let our arms help us, like we're doing bicep curls. Lift your hands up, activate your core, draw the lower ribs up towards the pubic bone towards lower ribs. So doing that deep flexion, getting your pelvis to tilt, posterior tilt. Tailbone moves down, pubic bone moves up. Use your hands, exhale. When you exhale, you do the action. So exhale and posteriorly tilt, activating the core. Inhale to soften and release. Exhale, activate the pelvic tilt, pelvic bone up towards lower ribs, pubic bone up, tailbone down. One more. Stay here in this contracted state. This is what you do when you need to bend forward to get something. You turn on the stabilizers, come into that deep stabilization to protect you. This is what's going to help to manage what happens above. And then you do whatever you need to do. And then bring yourself out. That's one thing that I would do often when I was dealing with my hip issues for years, is learning how to posteriorly tilt my pelvis would bring me out of pain and discomfort when I was standing. Coming into that posterior tilt, pubic bone up, tailbone down, activating the stabilizing muscles here, especially when you're standing and your body's trying to manage all of this part of you in a standing or seated position. So let's do a little to strengthen the back, because you have to have a strong back to hold you up. So we're going to do a spinal balance to strengthen our back. You decide if you need to do something with your wrists, either fists for wrists or roll up your mat. Bring yourself onto all fours. You're going to slide your left leg back and then exhale. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Don't go too crazy here. See if you could keep your pelvis stable without moving your pelvis. And then bring yourself back. Let's take the right leg back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Try to keep your pelvis stable when you're moving your leg. Push your fingertips into the floor to help minimize the tension in your wrist. Pelvis working, low back working. And then bring your leg down. Bring your hands, take your hands one at a time off the ground, take the tension out. Then come on to, like you're holding, your hands are on a frosted cupcake and you don't want to smash the frosting. Bring yourself up onto your fingertips, give your wrists a break, strengthen your fingers and your hands. And then take your hands flat, take your palms flat. Let's take your right hand forward. Let your gaze be forward. So your gaze is forward of your mat. Turn your hands, your pinky is down, your thumb is up. Exhale. Inhale to lift your right arm. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. See if you could feel this work in your body. One more. And then bring your hand down. Take your left hand forward, pinkies on the ground. Push your belly button up towards your spine to help stabilize your pelvis and protect your low back. Exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. And then bring your hands down. We're going to do diagonal pattern. Let's take the right hand long, left leg long. Exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. One more. Lift your right hand, left leg, stay here. Reach long out of your toes. Push your belly button up towards your spine, tailbone down towards your heels. Reach long with your hand, thumb is up towards the sky. Push away from the ground with your fingertips and your hand. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself down. Other side. Right leg back, left hand long. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more, come up and hold. Reach long with your leg, long with your fingers. Tailbone down, back towards your heel. Take one more breath and then bring yourself down. Stretching the back, take your hands long. You could use your block for your forehead if you can't go all the way down, or you could bring your forehead onto the ground. So the hip is where you bend. Keep your spine long. Rest your forehead on the mat or on the block. Lengthen your spine. Take one more breath. You're going to lead with your head. Bring your hands back. Either sit on your heels if you can, or be up in a kneeling position. Close your eyes. Check in with how you're doing. Open your eyes. Push your ear straight up towards the sky, one side and then the other. Taking tension out of the upper back and neck. Coming back to center, teeth are together. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Chin up towards the sky. Move your head in the biggest range of motion that you can, stretching your upper back and neck muscles. Taking tension out of the upper back and neck. Back to center. So let's go down onto the ground. Do some strengthening of the spine, of the core, and of the back. Bring your blanket up to the top of your mat. Take your block and your strap handy. And bring yourself down onto the ground, onto the side, and all the way down. Blanket is underneath your head. Push your arms into the ground to bring your shoulder blades closer to the spine so you get yourself nice and aligned. And then lift your pelvis up off the ground. Take your feet wide as your mat. Working with that pelvic tilt here. Bringing flexion into the lower lumbar spine, lengthening the back muscles. Drawing the pubic bone up towards the lower ribs. Inhale. As you exhale, contract your core to draw the pubic bone up, lower ribs down, flattening that lower back into the ground. Inhale all the way to your tailbone. Exhale, contract, flatten that low back into the ground. Keep your mouth closed, breathe in and out through your nose. And then bring yourself back to a neutral position. Let's take the block between the legs. Block between the legs. Take your hands behind your head. So we're going to work on the core support, which is trunk stability for alignment, for posture, balance, fall prevention, low back health, upper back and neck health. Hands are holding onto your back of your head. Elbows are out to the side. Put the block between your legs and begin to squeeze the block. Squeezing the block so you feel the adductors, the inner thigh muscles activate. Everything in the body is connected. So your core begins all the way down in your arch of your foot. And it's a in and up kind of motion that everything activates. So walk your feet so that the big toes are close to touching. The block is between your knees. And then grab the floor with your feet so that the pinky edges are pressing into the ground. And then pinky edges of your feet press into the ground. You squeeze the block. You activate that midline. From there, pressing, tilting the pelvis back, tilting the pelvis so that the low back presses into the ground. And then inhale to release. Exhale, push the pinky toe edges, push the block, draw the pubic bone up towards the low ribs towards the floor, and then release. Hands are behind your head. Exhale, pinky edges like you're trying to squish the floor together. And from that action comes the pressing of the low back into the ground. Inhale to release. Make it one movement. You exhale, trying to push the floor together or draw the feet, feeling like you're drawing the feet together, pressing the block, tilting the pelvis backwards. One more. Now we're going to challenge our body by lifting the upper body off the floor. Inhale. As you exhale, from the feet, block, low back, and then the upper back lifts off. Keep the nose pointing up towards the sky. Slowly inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Couple more like these. Begin the core work in the feet. Next time you come up, stay there. Elbows out to the side, tip of the nose up towards the sky. Slowly inhale to lower down. We're going to add a little trunk rotation. We want this to be the upper spine. So we want it to be from the lower ribs on up when you do this. So the way we do this, push your feet into the floor. Feel like you're trying to draw your pinky toe edges towards each other. So towards center, squeeze your block. Flatten the low back into the ground. Exhale. And then you're going to put your right elbow into the ground. Lift the left elbow up and then over to the right, keeping that contraction in the lower trunk, and then bring yourself down. Inhale to release. Exhale, begin in your feet, block, tilt the pelvis, press low back into the ground, lift the right arm up off the ground and rotate it over to the left. Inhale to lower. Exhale, feet, block, pubic bone up, low back down, low ribs down, lift the left up, right hand is in the ground, and down on the inhale. So your whole exhale, feet, block, pubic bone, low back, lift right arm up, rotate to the left, come down. Slower is harder and much more advanced. Close your eyes. Do it at your pace, beginning in your feet, your block, pubic bone, low back, and then the elbow. Slow and steady wins the race. The race of healthy aging. stabilizing your spine, stabilizing your pelvis, stabilizing your joint, protecting your low back. That's why you're doing this. One more each side. Feet block, pubic bone, low back, elbow lifts, spine rotates. Bringing yourself down, take the block out to the side. Draw the knees in one at a time. Low back presses into the ground, rolling side to side across the top of your pelvis. Let your legs go in the air, shake your legs, let your low back settle. Bring your legs back down on the ground, hands on your belly. Noticing what you notice. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Bring your arms out to the side if that's appropriate for your body. The higher you lift them, a little more stretch in the chest. See how that feels. Keep your rib cage on the ground. Keep the soles of the feet on the ground. Start to move the knees slowly side to side. Stretching the hips, core. Feel the bottom of your spine stay glued to the floor. So the only thing that's moving is the legs, which is stretching the hip joint. Try to keep your pelvis stable so the center of your pelvis stays glued to the ground. Then begin to let your knees go a little bigger, side to side. Now your pelvis tilts. Make sure it feels appropriate for your low back. If you press your belly button to your spine and try to push top edge of your pelvis, rolling side to side when you do this, that may be a little better for those of you with back issues. That posteriorly tilted pelvis. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's take the right leg over the left leg. Right leg over the left. Take your hands behind your head, elbows to the side. Left foot is on the ground. Try to keep your legs away from your ribs. So feel length in your body when you do this. Exhale. And then inhale, slowly let your legs move over to the left. Push the right leg away from you when you do this. So you won't go very far. You're trying to stretch the right side. Exhale, push your belly button back towards your spine to protect your low back. Inhale to the left and back. Keep going. Keep doing that. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's switch
Take the left leg over the right. Make sure the back of the leg touches. Arms are on the ground. Exhale. Inhale, push the left leg away from you. Lengthen your torso as you allow your legs to move towards the right. Exhale back to center. It's not a very big movement. Stretching the side of the body, the back of the body, the hip, core, stabilizers, trunk stabilizers. Close your eyes so you could decide what's an appropriate range of motion for your body. And then one more. And then bring yourself back to center. Bring your legs off. Draw your knees into your chest. Take your legs wide and hold on underneath your hamstrings. This can be relieving for many for the low back. If you're able, if you're pretty flexible and you could reach your toes with your legs spread, so not with the toes coming together, not with the feet touching. Feet have to be really wide, legs are spread here. It's called Happy Baby. And it's a nice relaxation position for the back. And then bring your knees in. Take your legs down. So let's do some spinal undulation and some stretching and strengthening of the back of the body. Lift your pelvis off the floor. Blanket is behind your head. Take your feet forward and wide. Take your hands down alongside your body. And then dig your heels into the ground. Lift your pelvis up. Tilt your pelvis back so your low back presses into the ground. Exhale. Inhale. As you exhale, squeeze your tushy. Dig your heels into the ground. Tilt your pelvis back. Lift your tushy off the ground. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. You go as high as you can. If you keep that posterior tilt in your pelvis, that helps to protect your low back when you do this. Strengthening glutes, hamstrings, muscles that are really important for pelvic health, low back health, hip health, knees, ankles, bones, muscles, healthy aging, fall prevention, balance, coordination. You'll start to feel some heat generating. If you could keep going, keep going. And then if it's time for you to stop, you could stop and put your hands on your belly. If you could explore going a little higher, try that. Really great functional movement here. And really great for protecting your hips, your knees, your back. Having this part of your body be nice and strong. Bring yourself up off the ground, little pulses. Think of your tailbone lengthening away and up, away and up. One more. And then bring yourself down. Take your legs straight, shake your legs. And then bend your knees. Take your right ankle over your left leg. So let it be the lower leg bone. The lower right leg bone is on the top of the left thigh. And then bring your arms out to the side because this helps to keep the upper trunk nice and positioned in a great way for low back. Push the right leg away with your muscles inside your body. Close your eyes, take a couple of breaths here. Take one more breath. And then let's switch. Let's go to the left leg. So it's the left lower leg bone that's on top of your right thigh. Push that left knee away from you. Push the leg away. And then release. Draw your knees into your chest. Take your legs wide. Hold on underneath. So you can either keep your knees into your chest, or if you're able to spread your legs, do that. And bring your feet down. Take your strap. Take the strap on the right foot. Bring the right foot in. Take the strap in the middle of the arch. Take your strap in your left hand. Slide your hand down the strap. Then take your right hand. Push your right hand into the leg bone. So right where your leg attaches to your body, not high up by the knee, but you want to be down. We're closer to that hip joint. Left leg is bent. You're holding on to the strap in your left hand, and it's your right leg that you're stretching. Push the hand into the leg so you feel the bone right by the heel of your hand, and then guide the leg back towards the wall behind you. You'll feel the deep stretch. You could have your knee bent here or your leg straight. If your leg is straight, you're going to get a little bit more pelvic bone stimulation to build a stronger pelvic bone. We need strong bones for healthy aging. Take one more breath. Keep your hand in the strap. Guide your leg over to the left. Keep it pretty high. Guide it over to the left. Feel that stretch on the posterior hip capsule and the side of your body, or wherever it is you're feeling it. Take one more breath. Then take the other foot, bring the foot in, take the strap on the foot, hold on to the left leg with the right hand, the strap in the right hand. Take the left hand, the heel of the hand, press the heel of the hand into the upper leg bone, and then guide your leg towards the wall behind you. Take one more breath. And then release. Bring your leg pretty high and then guide your leg over towards the right, stretching the left leg, the side of the leg. Take one more breath. Take the strap off. We're going to undulate the spine here. So it'd be better to have nothing behind your head or the very, very thinnest fold of a blanket possible. Slide your shoulder blades closer to your spine. Have your feet be where they go, so don't bring them any closer to your body. And then walk your feet away a little bit. Arms are down alongside your body. Exhale. As you inhale, tilt your pelvis back, flatten the low back. Start to lift the pelvis away from the ground. Bring the left arm up, leading with the thumb, and let your head rotate to the right. Exhale to lower. Go slow with this. Spine, neck. Inhale, tilt the pelvis first, lift up, leading with the thumb. Head goes to the left, right arm rises up. Slow. See if you could go a little higher up to your heart, but no extra tension in your neck. And then bring yourself down. Walk your feet closer to your body. Pick your head up, lengthen your neck. Slide your shoulder blades towards each other. Palms are on the ground facing down. Tilt your pelvis back so the low back presses into the ground. Push your feet into the ground. Exhale. Then inhale to peel your spine up. Exhale to place it back down. Rock all the way to your tailbone. Begin by flattening the low back, peeling your spine off one vertebra at a time. And exhale to place it back down. Close your eyes, feel this. Two more times. Undulating your spine, releasing tension in the back of the body. One more. Bring yourself down. Take the blanket back underneath your head. Draw your knees into your chest. Bring your legs up in the air, shake them. And then bring yourself into a Shavasana, focusing on the breath, allowing all that you did today to find a place to create new memories of openness, of unblocked energy, of freedom and fluidity in your joints, your body, your muscles, your bones.
Govinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyam Kariyam Nirname Akame 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 Govinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyam Kariyam Nirname Akame
Gently begin to deepen your breath. Start to bring movement into your fingers, your toes. Slowly bending one leg at a time and then drawing one knee at a time into your chest. Coming onto your side. And from here up to a seated or a kneeling position. Closing the practice, because yoga is a practice of mind, body, and soul. It's a practice of taking care of all aspects of yourself. We're going to close the practice with a gentle humming sound, pressing the hands to the heart to the hands. A humming sound. Take an inhale. Bowing in gratitude for the practice, for the opportunity to take care of ourselves, to come to this moment, to use this beautiful practice to our benefit for healthy aging, to release pain, discomfort. Thank you. All right, Nancy and Pat, I know that you're there. Sorry, I left during the middle because my son was leaving and he said, "Bye, Mom, I love you." And I thought, I can't just let him go without hugging him. So I took
a little break to go hug my son. All right. Let me know how that was for you ladies. You know, I was thinking a lot at the moments when I could, when I felt it was appropriate. Because I know both of you and whoever else is here. I don't know who's here, but just thinking about how important it is for our lives to take care of ourselves and how much control we do have over aspects of breakdown. And it is an all day, everyday process. So hopefully I share with you tools that you can use in your daily life to stay happy and healthy. Nancy, I look forward to hearing from you in an email about what's going on. And Pat and Nancy and whoever else is here, have a great day. Bye.